I travel for my work. I was in Los Angeles, and I saw this billboard on the freeway, and it said, it was a Los Angeles Museum of Natural History. And it said, visit the Spider Pavilion. And I thought, all right now, this is an opportunity, right? Got to look at it as an opportunity. Opportunity for me to face my fear and to grow, right? And so one of the things that you always want to do is, we don't do this alone. You want to have a team. You want to be connected to a positive support network at all times facing the challenge. And fortunately for me, I have a friend that lives in Los Angeles. Her name is Celia. And she's a little bitty petite thing, and she went to these fancy art colleges and everything. And she's from London. And, it's always good to have a Brit on your team, because they may not be smarter than we are, but they sound smarter. So I called my friend Celia. I was like, hey, Celia, I started telling her about the spider food. Just told her the thing. And she said, oh, Marti, this will be wonderful. She said, we will confront our fears together, and we will overcome. I told her she went to the fancy schools, right? I said, yeah, Celia, that's right, man. We're going to bring it. And then she's like, Marti, we are a team. And you're the leader. And I'm like, I don't want to be the leader. But then I thought, wait a minute. She's a guest in my country. I was born here. I got to represent. So I started using positive self-talk, right? In my mind, I was like, USA, 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 right? We're out in front of the museum, right? We're getting ready to go in. I'm like, USA. I'm like, all right, come on, see it, follow me. And we go up those stairs. I was the leader. Went in there, went into the museum, walked in there, and they had all these spiders. And so, you always want to, when you're in a challenging situation, you always want to look for what can you be grateful for, right? And I thought, you know what? I'm grateful that these spiders are contained in plexiglass cubes. Yes, that's right, because they were in these cubes. So that was a good thing. I found my courage. So we walked around to the cubicles, and we got our badass on. You know what I mean? We were just walking up to my, be like, yeah. Okay, at first we were scared to even touch the cubicles, But then we decided to rise to the challenge, So I picked out the biggest one. There was one, a great big gigantic spider from South America. It was this big giant spider. I walked straight over to that cubicle because I was the leader. Got right up there and I was like, yeah. And I was scared, man. My knees were shaking, but I just danced. It's like you turn the fear into fun. So I was like, yeah, not really dancing, but, just like, yeah, spider, And so I was starting to feel, good, right? Overcoming, right? My friend Celia, she's starting to feel good. She's like, well, spider, and she was, And we felt like, hey, we're on this because we weren't scared anymore. We're like, yeah. Celia looked at me, she goes, Marti, I believe we have overcome our fear. And I said, Celia, I believe we have, man. Right? So we're like celebrating it, because that's another thing they teach in Special Forces, Navy SEALs. You set a mini goal, and when you reach that mini goal, you celebrate it and you give thanks, right? So we were like high five, low five, fist bump. We were like really feeling it, feeling good. And then this lady that worked for the museum came over and she said, are you ladies ready to enter the Spider Pavilion? We were in the children's exhibit. So I thought, okay, I'm going to celebrate my mini goal, all right? And because I was the leader, right? I didn't want to, but you can project confidence by acting as if. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes, we're ready. And I could feel my little friend Celia. I mean, she moved around behind me. You know, like she was standing right behind me by then, but like we're going on in. So we're going, and this lady, she said, she points to this, and it was like a long, dark hallway, but it looked like a tunnel. It looked like a tunnel. For some reason, they had it all dark. And it pointed, and then there was like a tent. You know, that this hallway tunnel thing was leading into this tent. She said, that's just all the spiders. So we started walking down that long, dark hallway, and I was like, strong mind, positive attitude, positive self-talk, right? Keeping it going, keeping it going. Face the challenge. And going down the hall, the lady, the museum lady, she says to me, oh, you're going to love the spider pavilion. There are spiders from all over the planet, and they're roaming free in their natural habitat. And I wanted to run, I'm telling you. But you know, when you have your team, you protect your team. My little friend was right behind me. We were walking down that hallway. She was right behind me. Her kneecaps right there in the back of my knees. It was just like that. And I knew that if I bolted, I would have hurt her real bad, you know. So I stood my ground because I had heart for my team, right? That'll always keep you there, right? So I said, yeah, sounds good. You know, so we went and we got in there, and it was dark. And they had the lights were really low. And they had all these potted plants. They were potted trees around. And I remember this thought went through my mind. It was like, ooh, I hope there aren't any webs, you know. But then I flashed the thought away. It's like, because I'm the leader, right? I'm gonna be strong. So I took a step, got inside there, my friend right behind me. She's like, Marti, you're the leader. I saw this thing just scuttle across the floor on the right. I wanted to jump, but I stood my ground. Then another one just came skittering across, right? I was feeling, oh man. I mean, my heart was pounding. And then something happened. I found out what it was later. My friend Celia, and she was right behind me. And she was having a full-on panic attack. She was like, Marti, you're the leader, Marti, you're the leader. She's saying that like a mantra, Marti, you're the leader. And I had on this sheer, gauzy white blouse because it was a hot day that day. She had taken the hem of my blouse and was rolling it up in her fingers to feel safe, you know, like, Marti, you're the leader. And, excuse me, the fabric brushed the skin of my back. And I thought, it's a web! It's a web! You know, like, and that's all I remember is just screaming, it's a web! And I take up some room, and I knocked over, I went crazy. I knocked over one of those potted trees. All this stuff. And pretty soon we heard like, security. And we got thrown out of the spider pavilion for endangering the exhibit. So we got thrown out. We were down there and out on the front steps of the museum. And our team debriefed. And we called it a win. You know why? Because your progress is your progress. You never have to compare yourself to anyone else. If you face your fear and face your challenge and you go in there, you celebrate that, right? So that's how it is.